Gentlemen, there's chairs on the front row here.
Good evening. Welcome to your fiscal court. It is Tuesday, December the 2nd, a little after 6 p.m. It's always my honor, my pleasure, my joy to introduce our person who says the prayer. And it's Carol White. I just always want to say White. It's Carol Weger. She's with the Shepherdsville Christian Church. I always pronounce it Whiter instead of Weger. And she's going to lead us in a prayer and the pledge. Let's stand.
Please pray with me. Gracious and loving God, as we gather in this spirit of community, fill our hearts with compassion for the rights and privileges of others. Open our minds with discernment for tonight's business at hand. Be with the magistrates, the county attorney, and our judge executive as they lead this meeting. And be with the residents of our county as decisions are made that affect their lives. Lord, we also ask that you be with the men and women who tirelessly serve this county through the armed services. Be with those family members who continue to ensure our freedom, those loved ones who aren't able to be with us during this holiday season. It is through their efforts that we are able to join together in meetings like this one tonight. And these things we humbly ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to say Sister Carol. Thank you, Sister Carol. Folks, let me ask you, if you are wanting to speak tonight, I would prefer that you sign up on the sign-in sheet. Director Phillips can pass that around with an ink pen. If you have not signed up, I encourage you to sign up. The way we do the speaking at the end of the agenda is you will have 3 minutes to voice your opinion or questions. The fiscal court members, as you see up here, will have their chance to comment on what you have said or answer your questions. And then you will have a 1-minute rebuttal in which you can rebut. So let's carry on with today's county business. Number 4 on our agenda, presentation and approval of bills. Do I hear, or action is requested, please?
I make a motion, we pay the bills as presented.
Thank you, Mr.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hurd?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Next, we have the bills as presented by the Treasurer's Office. Ms. Sharp?
Thank you, Judge. And those bills will be dated for November the 20th, November the 24th, and November the 26th for the approval.
Action is requested.
I make a motion, we pay those bills.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hurd?
Yes.
Mr. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Ms. Sharp. Next on the agenda, approval of the minutes from November the 18th, 2014. Action is requested unless you have changes.
I wanted to get those out, so we could do those in tonight's minutes.
Well, I'm sorry, here I'm just reading away. Of course, that's not a really important topic right this moment. Departmental reports, Director Hammond is not here, Director Stivers has no business, Director Phillips.
Thank
You're up. You've got 3 items, I think.
The 3 items on the agenda after talking to the CFO, we're going to put those off to the next meeting because of the holidays. We have not had enough time to sit down and go over those with the treasurer and to make sure that my financial thoughts are the same and he agrees with them before we present it to you. So we're going to move those until the December 15th or 16th meeting, whichever day it is. The only other item that I need to bring up is the hiring of 4 individuals for EMS. We've completed our interview process of the eligible applicants, and it is my recommendation that we hire Jonathan Martin, Deborah Thompson, Crystal Levins as EMTs, starting salary of $12 an hour, and Melissa Inman as a paramedic, starting salary of $16.25.
I make a motion that we hire the individuals based upon the recommendation of Director Phillips. Do I hear a second?
I'll second that motion, Judge.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Ms. Williams, may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Westbrook?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Thank you. Okay, Director Hatfield, Director Hawkins,
Judge, I've talked to Director Hawkins and talking to some of the rest of the court, we'd like to postpone that to the next meeting, what we had on the discussion tonight. Purchase of the bid.
thank you, Manager. Director Miller, Director Atherton, Assistant Director, Director Gardner, Director Dow, and Lee Norris. Moving on to old business, there is new business. Number 1, action is requested on documents regarding the sale of land to the Bullitt Water Company.
Is this for a water tower, Judge? Is this what this is for?
Deputy Judge, you all the Deputy Judge.
This was for the sale of the property. Remember, I came and discussed it with Fiscal Court a few meetings ago. They're buying this property from the county. This is the paperwork associated with that.
There was something when he was here about swapping something for the property to put that water tower on. And what was that? He said, we can just swap it out there. I know he's here, they're just writing it up. Is it, if they're going to pay it.
Yeah.
But you remember that? There was something.
I'll make a motion to accept, to effect this deed of conveying the property to the local water company, 4.5 acres off of Highway 245.
And I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Ms. Williams, will you read the motion, please?
The motion was made to accept the deed as presented, the selling of the 4.5 acres off of Highway 245 to the rural water company.
Any questions or discussion on the motion?
Judge, there's also a deed of temporary easement that needs to be signed as well, so that may need to be included in the motion and to give the judge authority to sign those documents.
Thank you, Deputy Judge, for clarifying. Ms. Williams, why don't you modify that, please?
The motion was made to accept the deed as presented, including the deed of easement, 4.5 acres off Highway 245. This would give the judge the authority to sign the deed as presented.
Any questions or discussion on the motion?
There's one more document I just realized. It's the affidavit and indemnity.
Thank you again, Deputy Judge, for clarification. And Ms. Williams, when the other will read your motion,
The motion is to accept the selling of the 4.5 acres off Highway 245 to the local water company. This includes the deed of easement and the affidavit of indemnity, allowing the judge to sign as needed.
and once again, I will ask if there are any questions or discussion on this motion. Hearing no questions or discussion, Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Brushoff?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next, under new business, number 2, first reading of budget amendment 14-06, amendment number 1. And who gets the pleasure of reading it? Richard, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. This is page 1 of 2, ordinance 14-06, amendment number 1, an ordinance relating to the annual budget and amendment thereof. Whereas the county of Bullitt has realized unbudgeted receipts from the general road, federal grants, EMS, and dispatch, be it ordained by the fiscal court of county of Bullitt, Commonwealth of Kentucky. Section 1, the budget for fiscal year 2014-2015 is amended to increase the receipts of the general road, jail, federal grants, EMS, and dispatch funds by $119,855 to include unbudgeted receipts from 01-4727 reimbursements, $34,058, 02 02-4517, driver's license, $7,662. Account code 02-4901, a prior year carryover, $40,485. Account code 03-4733, insurance reimbursements, $4,037. Account code 07-4901, prior year carryover, $9,000. Account code 09-4733, insurance reimbursement, $5,393. And account code 77-4733, insurance reimbursement, $19,220. Section D is to increase expenditure account. Account code 01-9200-999, the reserve, by $34,058. Account code 02-6105-405, asphalt, by $38,147. Account code 02-6105-441, machinery and equipment, by $10,000. Account code 03-5101-465, inmate clothing, by $2,037. Account code 03-5101-549, medical services, by $2,000. Account code 07-5136-739, generators and warning sirens, by $9,000. Account code 09-5140-563, postal charges, by $2,500. Account code 09-5140-573, telephone, by $2,893. And account code 77-5145-588, equipment maintenance, $19,220. Page 202, ordinance 14-06, amendment number 1, section 2, the amounts adjusted to receipts and expenditure account in section 1 are for governmental purposes. And obviously, this is just the first reading approved by the Fiscal Court of Bullitt, County, Kentucky, this day, the second day of December 2014.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw. Next, on the addendum to this fiscal court agenda, new business, action requested to remove Julius Hatfield as trustee from the Southeast Bullitt Fire Protection District. I have a statement I want to read. I want to thank County Attorney Monica Robinson for assisting in this situation. According to the county attorney, although I have no authority and fiscal court has no authority to remove Julius Hatfield as fire chief, it is my understanding that under KRS, we do have the ability to start the process to remove him as a trustee from the Southeast Fire Protection District Board based on malfeasance. Therefore, I make a motion to start the process for removal of Julius Hatfield as trustee from the Southeast Fire Protection District Board for malfeasance. Let me be crystal clear. It is my understanding that this action does not remove him as chief. If my understanding is not correct, I encourage and I embrace those with answers to contact me so this problem may be resolved in an effective and timely manner. Do I hear a second to my motion?
I'll second that motion, Judge.
Thank you, Magistrate. Any questions or discussion on the motion?
Judge, I have something you may want.
Yes.
In addition to malfeasance, the statute allows for 4 elements. Can we go ahead and put the conflict of interest as well?
Sure. With your advice, I'll be happy to, yes. But make sure Ms. Williams has that.
Can you repeat that for me?
She needs to add another element. She said malfeasance, the statute allows for 4 elements, and conflict of interest needs to be added. I think she's amending her motion for that.
We will have Ms. Williams read that and make sure it's correct.
to malfeasance and conflict of interest.
Any other questions or discussion on this motion? Hearing none, Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Ms. Ashcraft?
Yes.
Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Laszlo?
Yes.
Mr. Bradshaw?
Yes.
Judge Roberts?
Yes. Thank you, Ms. Williams. Now, I want to invite Dan Klein, who is the new president of our Chamber of Commerce. He has signed up to speak. Come on up, Mr. President. You will have 3 minutes, and then 1 minute for rebuttal, or this and that, and then, no, wait a minute. 3 minutes for you. Let the court speak if they have any questions. You have a 1 minute rebuttal. You may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Judge Roberts, magistrates, my fellow citizens, visitors that are here. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I'm the president of the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, and myself, along with other members of the board of the Bullitt County Chamber, members of the board of Bullitt County Tourism, and members of the board and their directors from Economic Development got together and drafted a letter that's gone out to Tom Barr and other media outlets that I wanted to share with you all this evening as our stance and our position and where we feel that we wanted to share this with you. And it reads as such. Julius Hatfield is only one man, and he does not represent the sentiments of our community. In response to the recent discriminatory comments made by Southeast Bullitt Fire Chief Julius Hatfield, the boards of Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, the Shepherdsville Bullitt County Tourist and Convention Commission, and the Economic Development Authority of Bullitt County are calling for his immediate resignation. There is no place for such arrogance and insensitivity. We as community leaders and citizens who are proud to call Bullitt County home denounce this behavior. Bullitt County is full of caring individuals who look out for our neighbors, and we as a community pride ourselves on our warmth and hospitality. The actions and words of Julius Hatfield could not be farther from what we believe as a community. We are appalled by his attitude, and we do not support him on any level. We welcome individuals and businesses alike to prosper in this community of progress, growth, giving, and sharing. These are the core values we promote. Our desire is that the reprehensible words of one individual will not take away from all the good things that the citizens of Bullitt County truly represent. This is signed by myself as the president of the Bullitt County Chamber of Commerce, along with the following: Lou Ann Moore, member; Tom Kelly, member; Jenny Estep, executive director; Happy Cahoe, chairman of the Bullitt County Economic Development Authority; Scott Watland, member; John Snyder, executive director; James Watkins, chairman, Shepherdsville Bullitt County Tourist and Convention Commission; Troy Bean, executive director; Vicki Downing, executive director, Parakeet Springs Conference Center; Melanie Roberts, Bullitt County Judge Executive; Scott Ellis, Mayor of Shepherdsville; Joetta Calhoun, Mayor of Mount Washington; Butch Sweat, Mayor of Lincoln Junction; Linda Parker, Mayor of Hunters Hollow; and Jerry Clark, Mayor of Hebron Estates. With that, I have a personal note that I want to add to that letter. I'm speaking on my behalf here. I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody else but myself. As a citizen of this community that I live and work and play, and my family is raised in. The hateful words that are out there, we as a community need to grow together and put down the violent instruments of hate, whether it be weapons or words, and come together as a community of caring citizens that I know that my neighbors are.
Mr. President, our time is up.
My time is up, and I appreciate your time. Anybody got any comments?
You have a 1 minute rebuttal, so hold on.
Could each of us have a copy of that letter? sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anybody else? No. Thank you for your time. I appreciate everybody being here.
You want to take, you have another?
I've had my say, and I think it's come across. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Hey, magistrates, you saw the notes of this little thing.
Judge, for procedural clarification, just so everybody understands. They have voted, according to the statute, that it is their intent to remove Mr. Hatfield as a board trustee, okay? They have to have a hearing and give him 10 days notice of that, and have a finding at that time, after he's provided with a written documentation of what the allegations are. he has to have 10 days notice, he's entitled to retain counsel, should he so choose before the hearing is conducted by this tribunal. We all have a special meeting and you need to advertise in accordance with that, but you have to make sure that he has his 10 days notice, okay? You could do that by certified mail or get asked the sheriff here to provide him actual notice.
Ten days from today would be the 12th. Does anybody have opposition to the 12th of December?
Can't do 10 days from today unless they're going to go get him written notice tonight. Yes, I have 10 days,
And forward it.
yes.
We'll make it the 13th. Or we could do it on Christmas Eve and get a nice Christmas present. Thank you.
David, presenting officer,
You could do it before the meeting on the 16th if you're so inclined. That would be 14 days. If your meeting starts at 9:30 already, you could start at 8:30, however long you think you need. You probably need to walk tomorrow.
excuse me,
Probably need to walk tomorrow.
yeah,
I do.
and then put it on for the 16th at a different time, and then the next fiscal board meeting.
Okay, what is the date that you have decided on?
But we would have on the 16th, and at fiscal court, next fiscal court, but if you want to have it at a different time,
What time would you prefer?
would there be a reason to have it at a different time, 9:30?
9:30 is your regular meeting.
Right.
And you're gonna have to advertise for it anyway. I would just assume you would want to separate it from the regular meeting. The choice is yours, your court.
I say 8:30 to 9:30, but it's up to you all.
Yeah, that's what I think.
On December the 16th, 8:30 till 9:30, the hearing.
You need to write a notice for a special meeting and lay out the details of what's going on.
Deputy Judge, do you have any questions on it? We're okay.
And the letter go out tomorrow.
Well, Deputy Judge? Oh, yes, yeah. What do you think? I don't know what it will have to consist of legally, if there's any legal.
I can have you do it tomorrow or somebody's not will. Okay. But what it consists of is what you said, two allegations you said that you need to lay out what they are.
If we work on it, why don't you go ahead and start working on it tomorrow? And I'll give you got my statement. And then on Thursday, I'll look at it. We'll get enough time, so we gotta get it up tomorrow.
It'll be enough time, but it's, he has to have 10 days of action notice, so if he doesn't, I want to have you send it certified, and then if you would like to ask the sheriff if he's willing, I think he has an obligation. but to go out and service him, they can do it on video, so you know he has actual notice. But you need to send it certified too, and that's gonna be pushing it real close. So if it's not made in time, you'll have to go to another date.
We'll get it written.
There's so much to pay for the cost of advertising, if you can't make it.
We'll get it written. We just need to make sure it gets delivered.
We can do December 23rd, it's just the next Tuesday, and I'll work for y'all.
It's a, no,
Well, what about the, okay, well, the 18th or 19th?
oh, I'll know, we will get it written.
Do you want to go ahead and just put it like on the 18th then? Or like got it on the calendar?
Special meeting.
Because it may take 3 or 4 days to get them started. Might have been a bit ambitious to go with the 16th.
What's the special meeting, the 18th? And if everybody can do it, and at our regular time of 9:30 or 9 o'clock.
That's fine.
Well, before I write it down and get an ink, will that be okay, December the 18th?
No, John, you won't be here. Are you going to be here the 16th?
Let's shoot for the 16th. They said they get the letter.
We will get the letter written.
Okay, it's not just that, y'all. It has to be received. He has to get 10 days notice.
Tomorrow is the 3rd, right? 10 days on that is the 13th. I should be.
So it's 10 days prior to the hearing, right? We've had it. Let's keep it 16.
Okay,
And I think once, even though we're going to send it by certified mail, I take it to we need the sheriff's office also go out and take one. He has to go pick up the one at the post office if it's certified.
I'll deal with the deputy judge on the mail, okay? I think you should probably do both forms of service just for safety, even though the statute does not permit.
okay.
Okay?
Okay, so certified mail and
We're in
hand
charge
delivered.
of hand delivered by the sheriff.
And we'll keep it on December the 16th, right? Uh-huh.
Can you do that, Marky, can you do that back to his house as well as the
It'll come from the judge's office, and it has to be to his last known address, his current or last known address.
Or can be done to, like, his house and?
It doesn't say that it can, I mean, I'm gonna say more is better than less, okay, if you think that that's where you would get it at. There's nothing in the statute that says you can't.
I just thought, you know, maybe there'd be more of a chance to catch you there if he's not at home.
Okay, are we ready to move on? All right,
Our first trustee,
I do not have any other business on the agenda. And the only person who signed in to speak was Dan Klein. Gary, did you want to say something about?
Yes, I was just wondering, what if he's not able to be found?
It's 10 days notice, okay? So as long as we can prove that it was actually went out there and he had actual notice at his home, okay?
I didn't know if it's something he had to sign to say he received it, or if somebody from the sheriff's office went out but wasn't able to find it.
I think the sheriff's office is just a good second callback on that if it was ever questioned, because they do carry the cameras and it will show that they tend to make actual service, which is actually a step above mail. But again, it's not addressed by sales.
Thank you.
Because I never seen the sheet, I went to look for it, and it said it was going around. I
Well,
never
that's
saw it.
okay, go ahead. You can have 3 minutes.
Okay.
Will you come on to the podium?
If I could give my advice as postal expert, they certify that it will make it the next day or 2 days. A properly addressed and proper zip code. And I know he does carry a P.O. box, you might want to get that street address to his home in P.O. box. Okay. First of all, I'd like to speak as a taxpayer in the southeast Bullitt district, but also the resident of Bullitt County. I am appalled that in 2014, that we have to have a grown adult act like the chief of Southeast Bullitt Fire Department act. And we have given another black eye to Bullitt County. But I'll get off of that. But also I'm appalled by the abuse of tax dollars and the control and the monarchy and control or dictatorship he's had of the tax dollars money. When I know for a fact, I'm not speaking out of school, I don't like to speak out of school, but I am knowledgeable in some of this stuff because I was formerly on Southeast Bullitt. I served at Southeast Bullitt and I went to Shepherdsville. And I worked under Jimmy Lowe with high regard. And I have seen some of the scenes, and you know, it appalls me to see what I see. But also appalls me more that I, as a person, when I first got involved with it over 20-something years, 24 years ago, that I was there for the right reason, I thought, was for the need of the community and to put something back. And so that all taxpayers, if you look at your tax bill, other than the school tax, Southeast Bullitt is getting the biggest chunk after school. But the money, there are people in this day, 20 years down the road, that still cannot get a decent ISO rating. They have no regard for that. I feel like every taxpayer should have equal opportunity for the same quality of fire protection in every square mile of that district. And it has one of the biggest districts in the county. It has over 90 square miles in this county. It was 95 20 years ago before Shepherdsville annexed and we had all the development out 480. But there are people still to this day that are not 5 miles from a firehouse, and at one point in time, years ago, you couldn't even get insurance if you had a wood fire for heat. Insurance companies say no, and I know a lot, there's still a majority area out there, I call no man's land, that cannot get better than 9. And the only reason they have that is because Louisville Water Company helped that. City water everywhere. But there are several areas, and now to this day, and Julius building his firehouse is even further away from that need. Makes it even worse and puts more people in that dead zone. And there are advocated 20 years ago that we needed Station 4 out of Ridge Road, Clark Lane area. Fell on deaf ears. It wasn't his plan. And he could build these firehouses, but it does no good to build firehouses if you haven't got qualified manpower, you know, to man them or equipment that's workable order. And again, the taxpayers pay the price for it, but they're not getting the protection they should have.
Thank you. That time's up. Well, hold on. Magistrates, do you have anything you want to say to that? If not, then you can have a 1-minute rebuttal. Go right ahead.
Now, the area I'm speaking of is Clark Lane, the Ridge Road area. I've seen it on a map, I've done some research here lately, and nothing has changed over 20 years. And also, I'm still thinking that this body, as a body of legislators and as taxpayers, we should be concerned and primary to get him out of there, get control of that district, and find, I was hoping that Senator Riggs, he's on the commission. I'm going to hold my cards close to my chest right now, but I know there is grounds for litigation, but like I said, I'm not going to let the cat bag. But we ought to be concerned, we ought to be a primary concern of this fiscal court to do any authority, and I believe there are still other avenues to explore.
Thank you. Would anyone, would anyone else like to speak, since if you did not get to sign in? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. I'm not making the motion to adjourn. I'll leave that up to the magistrate to do that. No, I did not make the motion. Our magistrate may make the motion.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion on the motion? Hearing none, Ms. Williams, you may call the roll.
Yes.
Hello, Rocky.